What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Back with my original series, Boxing Ego's First Look, which is the Tale of the Tape series. Give you guys some vital stats, a preview, a sneak peek of the fight before the fight. Now, a fight I'm looking forward to. It goes down February 18th, Saturday on Showtime, and that's Adrien Broner, The Problem, aka The Can Man, aka, man, you know, AB, Athletic Bastard, versus another Adrian. So this is Adrian versus Adrian. Adrien Broner versus Adrian Granados. It's taking place in Broner's hometown of Cincinnati at the Cintas Center, right? And I'm looking forward to it. One, Broner, he's a salesman. He puts on exciting pre-fight build-ups, but also in the fight, he has that flashy style. When he lets his hands go, he throws beautiful combinations, and he's in against the style that has given him problems, and also his two losses, and that's Adrian Granados. Now, Granados is one of those fighters where he's not a big, huge name, but you don't want to judge him solely based on his record, right? Kind of like a Darnell Boone-ish type of person where you could look, oh, this guy's record ain't nothing. But you have to remember, Darnell Boone knocked out Adonis Stevenson. He has that power. And you look at Adrian Granados, it's easy to discount him based on his record. You're like, oh, 4 losses, 2 draws. But if you actually watch those fights, a lot of them are very close and competitive, split decision, draws with good level competition. Again, if you watch boxing solely for the big names, then you're not going to respect Adrian Granados' resume. But he's been in there with Leonardo Tyner. For those that don't know, when Keith Thurman got in a car accident and the Porter fight got postponed, he's the guy that Sean Porter brought in as an exhibition, stay busy fight to keep warm and ready until the Thurman fight was rescheduled. And if you watch boxing, you also know Leonardo Tyner's a good fighter. Gave young Canelo might have been like 19 or 20, he gave Canelo some issues, even though Canelo was able to defeat him in their particular fight. Granados has also fought at welterweight, even though this fight is happening at 140 pounds with Broner, right? He's been in there with some solid names. Guys like Kerman Cintron, who is a former world champion, has power, fought Canelo, had a tough fight with Sergio Martinez, and Granados fought him also. So he's a guy you don't want to judge the Emmanuel Gustuses and the Granados. Guys like that, if you just look at the resume and overlook them, it's never a good thing. Now, for Broner is a salesman, like I said. Seems a little bit more calm in the build up to this fight. He's also showing respect. Both of them are showing a mutual respect. And check out the website, boxingego.com. We got some great articles giving you guys some more detailed insight. I'll link it in the description. And Broner, he had a social media meltdown in 2016. Some people thought he was going to harm himself, possibly commit suicide. It was cryptic messages followed by a post of a gun, and it said, "I'm going home, I don't like it here," or something to that effect. And he had a jail stint. He did 30 days in the can, and then he came out with the TMT diss, slammer, slammer, slammer. He felt offended that big bro Floyd Mayweather, he felt like Floyd wasn't reaching out to him when he had his issue and he was going to the media instead, right? They've since mended that relationship. So in 2016, Broner had that roller coaster type of career. A lot of stuff was happening in his life. It was moving at a very high rate of speed. And he only had one fight last year, and it was against Ashley Treasure Theophane, who is a TMT fighter with Mayweather Promotions. He was the first to stop Ashley Theophane. I was very impressed in that performance. Danny Garcia also fought Ashley Theophane. It was before he became a champion, but Danny Garcia had way more problems with Theophane than Broner did. Broner was, again, the first to stop Ashley Theophane. So a little bit of a layoff for both of these guys. Granados impressed me in the Amir Imam fight. Amir Imam, he knocked down Granados early in the fight, maybe the first 2 rounds, and it looked like it was going to be the standard Amir Imam performance. Amir Imam was one of Don King's remaining fighters, and he was being heralded and getting a lot of praise from the media and just people in boxing circles. Like Amir Imam, he has skills. Even his nickname lets you know that he has skills. They call him the Young Master. So people were really checking for Amir Imam. And despite that early knockdown, Granados showing the true grit and that veteran experience, he fought his way back into the fight and he broke his man down and actually stopped Amir Imam TKO. So that was a very impressive performance, and that was his last fight. It was over a year ago, but it's still a hell of a win. Now, another very interesting fact about these two is the two Adrians have sparred. When Broner was preparing for his first ever professional loss, he didn't know that at the time, against Marcos El Chino Maidana, he brought Granados in as a sparring partner because of the similar style. Like I said, this is why this fight is exciting, because obviously Team Broner or his coach Mike Stafford or whoever seen something in Granados that kind of mirrored Marcos Maidana, a guy who actually beat Broner and was the first to do that and knock him down twice. So they obviously seen something that they could use in camp in Granados that would bring the same type of rugged, tough, come forward pressure that Broner needed to work on in camp. So the two have sparred each other, and you look at Broner's other professional loss to Sean Porter. Sean Porter does some of the same things. I think he's more athletic than Maidana, and Maidana's more awkward and unorthodox, but they still bring come forward on top of you, and Porter was like in his chest, and Broner was holding and clinching a lot. He did have a little bit of success only in the 12th round. The final round, he knocked Porter down with the beautiful check hook, but other than that, he clearly lost to Sean Porter. So I'm really checking for this Granados fight, because to me, Granados has the ingredients that has given Broner issue. And with the crazy 2016 year, fighting in front of your hometown, I want to see what type of fight this is going to be. When Broner fought, it's been a mixed bag. When he fought, I think he fought Vicente Escobedo at home in Cincinnati, and he was dominant, but he missed weight in that fight. He fought Khabib Alikverdiev. He looked great in that fight. And Alikverdiev was a guy who I thought beat Jesse Vargas when they fought. So that was a hell of a performance, and that was a vacant title performance for Broner. But when he fought Emmanuel Taylor at home, he had a tougher fight. Even though he looked good in the fight in that 12th round, he had a nice setup, and then he had I call it a hoopercut. It's like a hook / uppercut, this nasty ass, some kind of Midwest punch that they must throw. And Broner's nasty with it, and he knocked Emmanuel Taylor down. But that was a tooth and nail type of fight. It was like a back and forth action. Neither person wanted to lose. So at home, I told you guys all the time, fighting at home could be a luxury, but it can also be a disadvantage too. Depends on the fighter and depends on the hometown crowd and stuff, because who wants to lose at home, right? Who wants to? And even beyond that, sometimes fighters make mistakes because they're getting too aggressive, trying to please their hometown crowd or do too much. So I'm looking forward to this fight, and I think it should be a very good fight. Now let's take a look at the tail of the tape. Adrian the Problem Broner has a record of 32-2. Those two losses again came at the hands of Marcos El Chino Maidana and Sean Porter. Adrian Granados has a record of 18-4-2. The age, identical, 27. They're both 27 years old. Now this is a very interesting metric. Broner is the shorter man. He's listed at 5'6", and Granados is listed at 5'9", being the taller fighter and a pressure fighter. This is going to be interesting to me. Broner said he was moving up to welterweight after the Ashley Theophane fight, but I guess him and his team had other plans, so this fight will take place at 140 pounds. That's another thing of interest because, as I mentioned earlier, Broner has missed weight more than once. He came in a little bit over versus John Molina, but they let it slide because it was contracted higher. He also missed weight in the Vicente Escobedo fight and in the Ashley Theophane fight, right? So Broner, with certain issues, sometimes he parties too much or on rap tours and stuff like that, making weight is going to be imperative. You're going to need something in the tank in case this guy is around in round 7, 8, 9, 10, and beyond, the championship rounds. So the weight is something that I'm really looking forward to see the weigh-in and see how both fighters look, because if you're tapped, that's not the style you want to be in there with if you're dry at the weigh-in and dehydrated and you do not make weight comfortably. And another interesting statistic is Broner is the shorter man with the shorter reach. He He has a reach of 69 inches to ADRIAN GRANADOS' 74-inch arms. So that's pretty long for a 140-pounder in terms of arm reach. Mayweather is known for having long arms, and he has a 72-inch reach. So Granados' reach, his listed reach, is longer than Terrence Crawford and Floyd Mayweather's. But obviously he fights nothing like Terrence Crawford or Floyd Mayweather. That's just a reference point. So overall, I'm looking forward to this. If Broner beats Granados, he gets a lot of credit. And obviously if Granados, being the underdog, beats Broner, then that's going to catapult him into a future big fight with somebody else. I mean, he's the man. There's a lot of great fights out there for him. So I'm looking forward to this. I think I want to see just really what adjustment Broner makes in front of his hometown crowd against a guy who has the style that is giving him problems. Obviously, Broner has certain advantages like his hand speed, his combination punches. He really knows how to put together punches, but he does fight flat-footed, which could be an advantage for Granados. So overall, it should be an electric fight in Cincinnati. And the fact that both guys took the fight, that has to show you something. The reason I say that is because they've sparred before. So if they've sparred each other, that must mean, since they both signed on the dotted line, they've seen whatever they've seen in sparring and believe they can beat the other person. Broner thinks he can beat Granados, and Granados thinks he can beat Broner. Clearly, because if someone was whooping your ass in sparring, why would you want to get another professional loss by fighting them if you knew you couldn't beat them? So obviously they're both confident, and I like to see that. And I'm just overall looking forward to the fight. I think it'll be a great fight. Shout out to Showtime, Al Heyman, About Billions Promotion. It should be a good night of boxing with a solid undercard. I believe Lamont Peterson is going to be on the undercard, and I'm looking forward to it. In Cincinnati, it goes down. Credit to the winner. Let me know what you guys think. Drop your fight predictions and your comments below. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. Boxingego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.